This is my world touring car E46 330i, and so far this is the progress that we've made on it. But how did we get here? Well, we started off with a completely standard car and stripped it almost immediately, and then we welded a roll cage into it. After sorting out the interior of the car, it was time to move on to the underside, where this E46 really showed its age. After hours of grinding, laser cleaning, cutting, and welding, we got there in the end. And in the last episode, you guys watched us epoxy the E46, sealing in all of our hard work. This is all very satisfying to watch. But a lot of hard work, and the hard work continues. In the last episode, we finished off by cutting the rear arches for the extended wheel arches. And today, we'll be trying to fit our world touring car body kit. So you join us where we left off, with these cut rear arches, but later on we find out that we may have made a slight mistake. But it's okay, we're early on in the build and there's still time to rectify our mistakes. Here we have my 330. We recently cut my arches and now it's time to weld it all back together. But first, we're gonna line up the extended world touring car arches, maybe bolt them in, and then make our template for the pieces that we cut out so that we have a shallower inner wheel arch. And if you didn't watch the last series with Jake's E92 GT2 car, we cut those arches pretty much exactly the same. But in his case, he had a little bit more good metal to work with. In my case, we'll be using sheet steel in place of the rusted out inner wheel arches. Okay, I'm gonna mark on my extended wheel arch where these threads are. I'm probably gonna mark from the outside because I think that surface will be more consistent and it'll be easier to mark once we get onto the body. So yeah, literally mark where they are as accurately as I can. Those are marked now. I'm gonna get a vernier and measure every single thread and the distance to the outside edge so that I know where to drill on this quarter. It will all make sense soon. I have my measurements. It's probably not a good idea doing this upside down. I'm going to be completely honest with you. Every time I put this arch on the rear quarter, the holes were in a different place. Maybe due to the fact that the arch didn't sit flush on the quarter, and because of how flexible it was, it just didn't work. So we had to make a few rectifications along the way. And now, you may be wondering why I'm welding. Well, there's a funny thing about that. Can I just have a second opinion on this?
Yeah, Peter knows how to weld.
Shut up.
So, should we just draw around that? We don't need it all the way up here, and it's starting to overlap there anyway, so...
All I would say is you can cut more off.
Yeah.
So...
But you can add stuff on. You can add on.
So basically, why we're doing this is because...
Viking detailing.
Robin f***ed it up. He cut in between the lines that we had drawn for the arch instead of on the other side of the inner line. So that was a bit of miscommunication there.
That's all right, that's the last time he'll be here. I'm joking.
All right, that's cool.
But if you cut this side,
Yeah. This is the bit we needed. We needed that bit. All of this bit. All of it. Wow!
We don't need to go all the way up.
you can remove it.
I can remove it now that it's gonna be welded back. So I welded it back on. It was a genuine mistake and probably a little bit of miscommunication on my part as well. But feel free to type hate in the comments.
No, don't type hate in the comments. Go and type some love in the comments.
What are you smiling for?
I'm just proud of you.
Why?
Are you not proud of yourself?
No?
Yeah, yes, you are. You're lying. I'm going home anyway, so I'll see you later.
You're going home?
Yeah.
He's going home! Have you taken your mic off?
Oh, I've not.
Everyone say goodbye to Peter Trander.
Bye, Peter Trander.
Nice.
Oh, let's do that again.
What? No, fuck off. Go home.
On your head? In your head?
In my hair.
Oh, it's good.
Oh, it stinks.
It is exactly why I wear a hood.
Spun up my hair. Jake, there's no more wire coming out of it.
What do you mean there's no more wire coming out of it?
Is it stuck?
It's probably just stuck.
I haven't come across this problem. Okay, thank you. Why do you hate me?
I don't hate you.
You like
Why do
look at me with utter disgust.
That's just my luck.
So after welding the bit of arch that we needed, drilling the holes and then bolting up the arch, it was looking pretty good actually. So after profusely apologising, Robin is back to redeem himself today. And while everyone's busy building the R8, he's the only extra pair of hands that I've got at the moment, so just gotta make do. But this part, I actually do need him, because Robin is an expert with working with composites, having owned cars in the double digits made out of fiberglass. And first on the list is bolting these front wings on. Everyone complains about these kits. These Flossman molds are far from perfect, so a little bit of fettling, trimming and flexing is what we need to do to get these wings on. So we fitted the OEM side skirts so that we know exactly where the wing needs to sit in order to fit flush. And unlike Jake's E92, this wing pretty much goes on to the OEM brackets. And then it was on to the front and rear bumpers, and this required putting the car on the ramp. Starting with the front of the car, we fitted the bonnet so that we'd know exactly where the front bumper would need to sit. And we came up with a pretty ingenious solution of mounting the front bumper using U-shaped brackets that would bolt onto the front bumper, welded on using the OEM impact shock absorbers. The rear bumper's a lot easier because that would just bolt on to the end of the chassis legs. Sorry for such a short episode, but once the R8's out the workshop, I'm sure we'll get back onto the 330 properly.